Live from the internet and recorded on August 7th, 2018, this is the Crystal Chronicles, your official and unofficial Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast. My name is Pierre, and I am joined as usual by Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hello, Pierre. Hello, Twitchers. Hello, Dissidians. Should we rename it to the Sazh Chronicles? Or the Crystal Sazh?
I tried really hard not to start this episode by El Sazh or something like that.
I think Crystal Sazh is nice because that's kind of like a play on Crystal Vase. Crystal Sazh.
I see what you're doing there with your French.
Crystal Zazagles. Yeah, no.
The Sazh man. So this is obviously episode number 20. Well, it's not obvious. I am telling you that it is episode 20. What is obvious is that there's not a lot of content right now in Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. So you might be wondering, well, guys, what's wrong with you? Why are you guys doing a podcast tonight? I mean, you could have waited a few days, or, well, we're going to tell you something big happened. If I had any forethinking, I would have prepared a clip from last show where at 10 p.m. Square dropped an update, I went something like this: it's, "Oh, breaking news! Well, what would you know? Square has just released a major content update." And I'm gonna read it like that. It says character adjustment. Sazh aim ability count went from 5 to 7, and attack boost ability count went from 3 to 4, and we all laughed very much.
Yeah, and remember that, so at the end of our show last week, that was the only news that was released, and then it was a few hours later that we got the information on the summer
the bomb
campaign
drop. And what actually happened is that I think it was a day or two after the
Right.
summer campaign released, and everybody was kind of happy, and we still laugh at that point. You gotta keep in mind, at that point in time, we're still laughing because there's a banner that came out. You've got Squall with his 15 CP, 35 CP. You've got Yuna with her 15 CP, Asuna Rod, that I'm gonna call it, and everybody's having a little laugh. There's Sazh in there. And then what would you know, people start doing their free draw, and the global meta just bombs. Whatever you thought you knew about what was the meta in the global DFFOO, boom, it went away. It was gone. Anything you thought you knew about how the game is going, we're going to have this and this weapon, and don't draw right now because in Japanese DFFOO that's going to be useless in 8 months, and everything you thought you knew about the meta of the game is gone. And I'm going to read this word for word. This is exactly as my good friend here, Mark, said it, I believe. I got to bring this up. Again, if I had any forethinking, I would have prepared this. But I have to read what Mark wrote me. Word for word, it was, oh man, just to be a troublemaker. Okay, there we go. There we go. It's loading. So that's not loading. Let me load it on my phone because it's really important to give you a good idea of how things evolve as the summer thing went on.
Yeah, because we knew we were getting...
Okay, so he says that's Monday, 14:01 Eastern Time. That's my time. So the early release of Sazh, late released in Japan, 35 CPU weapon, makes him the best character in Global right now. That's his words. So I'm saying that's a joke, right? How could it be possible? And I'm like, well, maybe because, he's boosted in Global, and that's what's happening. He's boosted in the Summer Festival co-op event with Kuja and Sephiroth, which we'll get to in a second.
It's fair. Yeah, fair.
And he's like, no, it looks like it's serious. Apparently, Sazh 35 CPU was one of the last release. And basically, and I'm skipping a few messages, but he goes, and this is a killing point. He says, so now Sazh is the best DPS, best Brave Shaver, best Brave plus HP, and best Buffer. So in between your last show, we were making fun of the game's worst character being Sazh having a game adjustment. If there was anybody at Square listening to the show, they must have been
hate us.
laughing so hard about how stupid we must have looked when we said that, knowing that they were going to drop a huge Sazh-sized bomb, Sazh Afro-sized bomb on us with that.
And it didn't even hit because, the announcement said we're going to get a couple free banners, which is awesome.
Yep.
So Summer Festival, end of Summer Festival, whatever you want to call it, we're going to get a couple free draws. That's big. That's great. Who doesn't love a free, at least at the end of the day, a free Power Stone? So, I saw, Sazh. So I didn't even look at the banner, right?
It took a while for people to realize what had just happened.
Like, it's a free banner. You draw on it. And so I drew on it. And I got Squall's 35 and Sazh's 15. I didn't even, because I have both those weapons, I didn't even think about it. And then, I don't know, something happened on Monday or Sunday. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I see a Sazh in co-op. And I'm like, wait a minute. and yeah, you realize that Sazh's 35 CP is on this banner. And again, why is that a big deal? Well, that original, when, early in our show when we talked about the Japanese tier list from the launch of Global, so where the Japanese meta was when Global launched, Sazh was the lowest rated character, maybe fairly unfairly, but one of the reasons was because he hadn't received his 35 CP weapon. So like in one of the original tier lists from Japan when the Global game launched, Sazh was like tier F by himself.
Oh yeah, there was a whole tier just for him.
Because he didn't have his 35 CP weapon, which means his 35 CP weapon is one of the last weapons released, which means it was released during a time when EX weapons had been around for a while, when Awakenings had been around for a while, and it was designed to compete with those weapons and that meta, that reality. And now so just like we got Titus early and that kind of broke everything, right? Now we got Sazh early, and that kind of broke everything. But I think it's even bigger because the Titus brokenness lasted, a month, maybe 2 months. This is going to go on for who knows, depending on what else Square has up their sleeves to kind of mess with Global. This throws everything off. And at the end of the day, if you're holding on to gems at this point and you don't have Sazh's 35 CP weapon, I don't know what you're waiting for. You could be a year from now, so-and-so. Okay, I would, And yeah, you might blow it all and not get it, and I'm sorry, but it's so good. Like, it is so good.
Yeah.
Just...
Because, of course, that guy over here, that freaking guy, got 2 of them. We were talking, I made a draw. I didn't talk about it because it was crap. That freaking guy made a draw and got 2 Sazh 35 CP guns right away.
Well, not right away. I was at 0 gems, and then I bought some more. So yeah, there's my pretty Sazh, max limit broke Sazh. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have his armor. You damn right, I have his armor. And I even max limit broke that other stupid gun that really doesn't do anything. But just to give you a sense, so I don't know, but let's say there's someone listening to this that isn't, not in all to the meta.
That hasn't jumped into the hype train yet.
They don't, they don't read Reddit, and they're like, what are you talking about? Sazh is garbage. And he is.
And we wouldn't blame you. We wouldn't judge you. We wouldn't blame you.
You could. And so that's why I wanted to get this episode. I'm going to be gone every other night this week. I wanted to get this episode out just in case there was someone, because this banner does not last, I don't think, real long. And there's a gem sale. If you're going to buy gems, it's a decent gem sale.
August 20th.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have it a while. So you have some time to get some gems, and there's going to be some events and some tickets and everything else. But so before this, even with the plus, so Sazh got an extra ability use, right? Before this was what Sazh did. So he had an ability called Aim that does a single target, one-hit brave ranged combat, non-elemental attack, cannot miss, grants small attack up to Sazh if the target is debuffed. With his weapon, so before his weapon, it's 150% damage attack, brave attack, plus a bonus of plus 20% attack up, which is garbage, for three turns. Again, garbage. If the enemy is debuffed, so you have to have a debuff to make it work with the weapon, and that's the weapon we had, the Spica, right? Attack 180%, gives Sazh attack up 20%, defense up 30% for 4 turns if the enemy is debuffed. So that's like garbage. Even right now, it's not a great ability. Besides for the Brave Shaving. Now, the second ability is the issue. So, attack boost, which you remember, if you've played Final Fantasy 13, Sazh was boosting everyone, right? He is a boost machine. You know, boostaga, right? And he may haste and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely remember boostaga on everybody. And again, it depended on your paradigm and all that kind of stuff. But attack boost in this game, which only had 4 uses, so keep that in mind.
It went from 3 to 4 last week.
Yeah, it went from 3 to 4 to 5, right?
No, I'm fairly sure it was 3.
It currently has 6. So anyway, it did not have a lot of uses, regardless. It currently has 6 uses. Oh yeah, no, it's because he gets 1 from charge and then 1 from the thing.
Yeah, it's 3 to 4.
Yeah, 3 to 4, and then 1 for charge, and then 1 for the weapon, the new weapon. So anyway, without any of that garbage, grant target medium attack up and medium critical rate up for 2 turns. 2 turns. It is a 2-turn single target buff. And the buff isn't even that good. Attack 50%, crit rate up between 40 and 60%.
Yeah, you have Ifrit, and he's like, "What? Really?"
Like literally. So just to let's look at here. Let's look at Aiko. So I mean, Aiko is a good buffer to compare. So we had Aiko beforehand. If you want to give a sense of, can I see what her stats are? Yeah. Where's the list? The gear list here. So yeah, Aiko extends. Yeah, small brave up, small attack up. Hers might be higher than that, and I can't find the actual numbers now that I'm looking for it, of course. Let me look at that. But anyway, it's not a super great buff compared to other buffs. So here we go. HP regeneration grants all party members in Brave 100% Brave gain as well as self-max HP 8% regen, attack up 10%, max Brave up 10%, right? Yeah, not really any better, less better, but still it's 1 person, 1 bonus, and Aiko's is 12 turns, remember, right? Compared to Sazh's, which is 2 turns. And 3 uses, 4 if you're charged. Garbage. I mean, it's just garbage. It doesn't do anything for you. Add his 35 CP weapon, and what you get? Well, you get an additional use, so now you're up to 6 uses total. Grants target attack up 60%. Now it's the best attack boost in the game. Max Brave up 60%. Wait, what? Now it's a Brave boost attack and an attack up. Crit rate up 70 to 90% for 6 turns. And it grants Sazh attack up 60%, Max Brave up 60%, and crit rate up 70 to 90%, and speed up for 6 turns. And, like that wasn't good enough, and transforms HP attack into HP attack plus for 6 turns. What's HP attack plus? Single target one hit brave plus HP range non-elemental attack. Which now means Sazh is the best brave plus HP attacker in the game because potentially he has 36 brave plus HP attacks.
I mean, we've seen some screenshots on Reddit with the max bravery, and again, for planning was like 0, so I'm going to just show you on my camera, on my phone here. I mean, look at those max bravery numbers. If you're listening to the audio version of this, the screenshot I have, this is just a normal fight. You've got Lightning with 20k max brave. That's Aiko with 17k and Sazh with almost 17k max brave. This is insane. Those numbers are off the chart.
Yeah, no,
and you were
I mean,
saying they could even be better with better.
Yeah, and I don't think those are the ideal characters for Sazh to shine. I mean, we can talk about that a little bit about how to build around him. But at the end of the day, Sazh makes pretty much everybody better.
Would you have believed that a week ago?
I mean, it's like by himself, he's pretty awesome. He's got a crazy with his buffs. He's got a crazy brave shave attack. He's got a crazy number of HP, brave plus HP attacks, right? So he's doing crazy DPS. He's buffing everybody like crazy. Obviously, he works real well with debuffers. If people who like get out of Sazh's way, right? And man, if you can bring a tank with Sazh, like, do you understand that? Like, we're talking Warrior of Light and a debuffer and Sazh, and that's like a great team. Because if you can just say, hey, Sazh, don't worry about getting hit, brave plus HP attack, as many turns as possible in a row, you can do that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. So I mean, if you want to talk about, okay, so I pulled Sazh's 35. Do I have to max limit? Somebody asked, do I have to max limit break his 15 CP? No, but if you have it, why not? I guess. Like, don't go chasing his 15 CP.
I mean, I had it. If you remember, a couple of episodes ago, I got a weapon a few times. I ended up maxing it. It's still my strongest gun, so I use it every now and then. But it's still garbage.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go chasing it, but if you have it, why not max it out and give it to him? And it is a little additional buff, right? But yeah, so I don't know. I hate to tell people you got to pull on this banner, you got to pull on this banner, but it's hard. It's hard. I mean, you get a free pull, maybe you got the 15 CP with the free pull. If not, we got 13 more days. Like, if you're a free to play player, I would be throwing everything you got at this. I don't see, again, now, Square can throw big curveballs our way at any time. I'm not sure what curveball they're going to throw us that's just not going to completely, because we still got, like, here's the issue. If they keep throwing these big buffs at us, these big, like, if they do Awakenings tomorrow, if they, like, release an EX weapon next week, like, we still have the same content coming up that Japan had, right? Like, they're not changing the content.
We're just going to tear right through it.
Yeah, it's like, if they continue to do this too much, it's, the content of the next 6 months is just going to be laughable. So, there's not going to be a lot of reason to keep playing in one sense. So,
would you say that they decided to just flip the shit around, or is this kind of an April Fool, haha, see what we did kind of thing, and then they're just going to jog along with what should have been the content?
Yeah, so I guess the question is, and I haven't seen anything on the live streams, or haven't heard anything from the Square representatives. So was this a mistake?
Nah,
right?
I don't believe
like,
that one
was this like, oh, let's just throw a extra 35 CP and it just happens to be Sazh? was this a sense of, oh, here's the worst character in the game, let's release his next weapon, and then he'll be the best character in the game? Was it, well, we just released a couple very popular banners. Now here's another real popular banner, or another real popular item that people are going to pull on. I mean, it may be a financial strategy, right? And, it's coinciding with a gem sale. I mean, let's not be, real shy about the financial interests of the game, right?
I mean, there's a lot of
gotta
people
eat.
have been putting some serious money into this.
Right, yeah, and again, we do not here at the Crystal Chronicles, we do not encourage gambling for pretend weapons that you don't actually have, right? But if you were thinking about buying some gems, this might be a good time to buy some gems.
Although I
And
gotta tell you, I've learned from my
no, you
mistakes
don't.
chasing the platinum sword in
No,
FFRK. I want to shout so bad. I went somewhere between 400 and
yeah,
$600,
that's too,
and I never got it. I
that's
learned my lesson. I'm still paying that somewhere in my credit card interest,
yeah,
so definitely not going there. If you don't have the money, do not make a choice between eating and being super cool Sazh, please.
yeah. Yeah. That's what John always said. Well, we can't eat this week. But yeah. So I mean, like, if you're sitting on gems, I wouldn't sit on gems at this point,
It would kind
right?
of hurt. I got to
Yeah.
tell you.
If you're sitting on tickets, I wouldn't sit on tickets. If you're like, oh, I'm thinking about, buying some gems, I might be buying some gems if that's what you were thinking of. I wouldn't, because there's always going to be another banner. There's always going to be um, a better weapon, right? That's the nature of these games. There will always be another weapon, always be a better character. But as of right now, wow, I mean, he's great. I mean, that's just at the end of the day, he's great. Um, yeah. So who can you bring? Any battery, like anybody that gets out of Zaz's way. So any brave battery character, any debuffer, really the only characters you don't want to bring with Sazh are characters that do a lot of self-buffing. But even then, his buffs are going to overwrite their buffs. And I mean, there's some people online that have been saying like, yeah, Squall and Lightning aren't ideal people to match with Sazh. They're not terrible either, right? They're good brave shavers. So, he's somebody to brave shave. Yeah, I think Papa Lamo is a really good option. Preesh, if you got Preesh and Sazh, those two are stupid right now. Cloud, I think Cloud is, you know, a real good character to have with Sazh right now, especially with his 35. Titus kind of ranks back up because he does all those great debuffs. Seymour might too. Yeah, Seymour is another good debuffer. Vincent, I think, does some good debuffs. Yeah, I mean, man, I mean, it'd be hard pressed to find characters that really clash with Sazh because his buffs will overwrite their buffs. Other characters that buff the party. I think that's like Ramza. You know, I mean, ashes work well with him. Like there are some other buffers that buff fairly well, but yeah, I mean, literally, he's like salt. Sazh is the salt of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. He brings out the flavor in every other character.
We were talking about the reason that Square decided to do this move. Mino Spellgod on Twitch is saying, you guys are right on the money about the business reason for releasing it. Square Enix Joshua, our community rep, also said this was a way for characters who were always bottom tier to get a chance to shine, for Square Enix to fix their mistakes in Japan. So, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Mino. We appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank you, Mino. Always
Um,
bringing
so,
levity to our conversations.
all right, let's rewind a bit and talk about the summer festival, basically. So,
Oh yeah, we have a summer festival.
besides
Summer festival.
Sazh, so what was added? First, we got two new stickers, one of which I'm a huge fan. The two
Yes.
new stickers are Mog related. The first one is like a Mog fireworks that says boom, uh, which you would basically use whenever you do something really, really, really cool. Here it is,
Boom.
boom. But my all-time favorite, and one I've already been using quite a few times so far, is Mog on a chair with an umbrella, and it says, "Let's chill." Oh boy, have I
The
been using that.
the anti-spam sticker button, like when someone's going a little too sticker crazy, you can just like, hey, let's chill.
Let's chill.
Let's
Come
chill.
on, buddy.
Brave attack, right? Like, let's chill.
Let's chill. Then you do HP
Take a
attack.
breath. Yeah, like, let's take a breath.
Now there was a banner. We might have talked about it real quick. It included 2 weapons for Sazh, which we'll just skip over for now. I think we said all there was to say. Then there was Squall's weapon. They're not new, aren't they?
No. So if to be fair, if you're new to the game, this is a great banner. Like, this would be a wonderful time, because this is, Yuna's 15 CP is great utility, especially in story mode. Both the Squall's weapons, Squall's great. Both the Sazh's weapons. So this is a great banner if you're brand new to the game. You pull on this till you're blue in the face. Play through all your chapters, get all that free gems. But yeah, we've already had Squall's weapons, and of course we did not get Yuna's 35 CP, which does increase the chance of getting Sazh's 35, because there's only 5 weapons on this banner. So that didn't prevent me from getting off-banner items. There is always a chance you can get an off-banner item, as low as it is. Yeah.
So basically,
but you get one free.
You get one free.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, a lot of and this game has tickets, and so I think the ticket feature is kind of your free, and they're very generous with gems. But a lot of other games have kind of a discounted first draw or a free first draw, or I was trying to think, discounted. Dragon Ball does the first draw is like really, really stupid cheap every day. You get like one draw that's really cheap, and then it goes back to normal. But so yeah, I think throwing in some free 10 draws, that's really nice.
So then there was a co-op event that was added.
Yeah.
And they reset it. They decided to reset the gem rewards that you get when you play with new characters. So the co-op event, they had missions tied to that, depending on the score that everybody. It was a global score for all the players, and boy, did we tear through that.
Less than 24 hours.
So everybody got what? That was 5 armor tokens, gems, money, and yeah, that was about it.
Yeah,
so
not huge, but it took less than 24 hours to get it.
And to be honest, it's a fairly easy fight. I've seen all kind of party get into that and just
you fight Kuja and Sephiroth, and you do get the new friend bonuses. Yep. So that's up to so every time you co-op with somebody new, you get 200 gems. So that's 400 gems per co-op if you're playing with new people, which probably are if you're not playing with your friends. And up to 4,000 gems. So that's 4,000 gems right there. If you haven't been playing co-op, play co-op, for a few times, and you're going to get those 4,000 gems pretty quick. But yeah, you fight Kuja and Sephiroth. I kind of go back. Kuja has less HP, so I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of think, I'll go for Kuja first, but Sephiroth's more dangerous, so most people seem to focus on Sephiroth first. Sephiroth's first attack. So one of the things you can say with this is Sephiroth's first attack is usually the attack that brings your Brave to 1.
It's Heartless Bastard, Heartless Angel.
But it brings your Brave to 1. So I've seen people like Brave, like Solid Barrel, because Squall's buffed in this event, obviously. The banner characters, Yuna, Squall, and Sazh are buffed in this event. So lots of Squalls out there. But I've seen Squalls, because Sephiroth's targeting them first turn, I've seen Squall's Solid Barrel on him. There's no reason, because then it brings your Brave down to 1. If you use your Brave plus HP attack on him and bring your Brave down to 0, that attack brings your Brave up to 1. So you gain Brave if you just do your job. And three squalls, three buffed squalls can beat that before Sylph or Chocobo are summoned.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty easily. Now, if you let the enemy hit you, that's really what you need to do almost, because I think it takes about 15 turns for three squalls just to tear into them, kill them. But if you let the guys hit you a little bit, then obviously your summon gauge goes up. But at this point, it doesn't. We have all the points, so you don't need to have a good score. The only reason you're playing now is because we added a new token, a new type of token in the token exchange.
Yep.
So if you go down to the token, the armor token button has been replaced with a token exchange button that looks like Mog. And if you open that up, you see the token exchange, Trial of the Nemesis on one end, and then the armor exchange token on the other end. And so you get silver and gold coins for doing this co-op, and you can exchange them for mostly useless things. Dissidia points, if you're like if you love stickers, I guess. I have no need for half the stickers. So, but if you love your stickers, like if you're really needing higher power orbs or higher, who's needing higher? I have. So after like these 45 weapons that I've had to max limit break because I've been chasing like the last 4 characters in a row. Thank you very much, Square. I have 2 higher power orbs, and it's nice because you can see how many you have in this.
It is nice.
I love that. I have 766 higher guard orbs, and I also have max limit broke Vaughn, Ash, Garnet, Cloud, and Sazh's armor, I don't know, in the last month. So, yeah, go figure. Yeah, you can get shards, crystal shards in this. I don't know why you would, because we have a double event going on, so why waste your thing on shards?
Well, you can get 1 power stone. That's...
Yes, 1 power stone. It is 300 gold tokens, and I just got 300 gold tokens earlier this morning. So you can get that. You can pick up the potions. There's a few other things I picked up. What did I pick up? Here's my history. Yeah, I picked up the Power Stone, the potions, some Dissidia points, like the silver Dissidia points and the silver potions. And you know what I'm probably going to spend most of mine on? Sazh artifacts. So
you're all Sazh now.
You got to be all in, buddy.
Once you go Sazh, you can never go back. All right. So we know that there's going to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a second free draw, second thing coming for this summer festival. Now that they dropped this bomb, do you think that we're going to have something even bigger, or whatever they release from that point on will be a disappointment?
Well,
which way do you think they're playing this?
I don't know. I believe Mino was the one that believed it was going to be Sazh and Waka's 35 CP. Yeah, if they release Waka's 35 CP, that would be another kind of big...
Yeah, Mino is saying on Twitch that his bet is Waka, but... And we're waiting for the lag to go on. He's probably typing. But his bet is still Waka for phase number 2.
Yeah, well, he was right about Sazh, so...
he was right on the money.
I believe the argument was because Sazh wears sunglasses and Waka has a volleyball. So, summer, makes sense.
Okay, so he says, my bet is Waka, but Sazh is the strongest 35 CP period. So while the others are really good, they won't be as good.
Yeah.
So...
and as we know, Waka's 35 CP isn't garbage either, but...
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So
we've got that coming in.
Yeah, unless I don't know. Unless they release a Summer EX out of the blue. I think you're pretty safe with the Sazh banner. But you can always wait till the last minute, right? You don't have to.
Yeah, so trial number 2, and I think that's what we're having right now. Trial number 2 is in 12 days. So in between that, we're going to have the Celeste Rays of the Runic Blade event, which at that point nobody's going to have gems to draw on.
There's no pulling. Poor Celeste. Like she's like, I'm
What's the
coming, everyone love me. Oh no, sorry.
worst timing to be introduced in the
Kane's
game?
like, hey, no, sorry.
So,
Sorry.
Celeste, not only nobody is drawing on your banner, but you got beat by Sazh, girl.
Yeah, so like I mean, so Prish is gonna come out in Lost Chapters. So, I mean, if you missed Prish the last time and you really like your Sazh team isn't perfect, like I really need Prish and Sazh. That would be great. So, that would be. I mean, Prish and Sazh are a good pair. But
So,
again, there's no bad pairing.
so yeah, in 5 days we've got Silas, Raise of the Runic Blade. In 7 days there's going to be Leviathan added as a permanent World of Illusion event. In 12 days we're going to have the second trial, which, as I presume, is part of the summer festival.
Yeah, remember Leviathan when they add permanent dungeons? That's more gems. That's a good chunk of gems right there. And don't forget they added a carbuncle event in World of Illusions.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can grind those
gems. Yeah, there's six stages in there. If you don't have Chocobo or Sylph to level 11, that would be a great opportunity for you to do that. Not that that's meta anymore, but still good to have. Still good to have.
So
you want to get them up to level 20. There you go too. Might be something.
So basically, if you haven't gotten through all the content at this point, burn through it, get your gems, get your Sazh, and
I haven't
victory.
I have not beaten the last two levels of Setzer's Lost Chapters. Well, with those stupid birds that are weak to range, because I just haven't had enough range DPS. Guess I might try that again. See if Sazh has anything to say to those birds.
He might have two things to say to those birds.
I think those are the only Lost Chapter missions I've not completed perfectly. Completed as opposed to clear.
So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you need if you need a good Brave Shaver, if you need a good DPS character, if you need a good buffer, if you need a good range character, if you need Sazh in your life, if you need any character that isn't white or Asian, Anglo-Asian, I think Sazh, if you like guns, if you like Choco Chicks, if you like fathers,
I like all of these things.
He's everything. Pilot, he's a great pilot.
And he's good now.
Did he fly? Yeah, I guess he did. They got the ship in the game. Like in this game he's flying.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they got the ship, he flew. Yeah, he had his moment.
So all right, well, as short as it was, this was our Sazh tribute for this week. Again,
I'm really glad he didn't kill himself. That's all I mean.
Wait, what?
He almost kills himself in Final Fantasy 15.
Right. But that's just before his summon comes on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's nothing like nothing knocks you out of suicide like being attacked by a giant monster.
Can you imagine the monster just appearing like 15 seconds too late? Oh shit! Sorry, I was stuck in traffic.
There are some dark moments in that game.
They are, and he's part of one of them.
That was one of them, but
there's the part where Hope Mums dies.
Well, that's not dark. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cheap.
That's my favorite part of the game when Hope looks back at the end and realizes there's no one coming from Cocoon to him. Everyone's happy. Sazh has his son, and Lightning and Snow have Sarah, and Vanille and Fang did that weird crystal thing, and that seems like that's happy. And Hope's just looking back like, oh, my mom and dad are dead. But in some fan fiction I've read, he gets to bang Lightning, so
Wait,
it
what?
all works. We talked about that last year, I'm pretty sure.
That would totally explain why I would have, erased that from my mind.
So,
Nobody
so
wants.
until next week.
Yep. So until next
There
week.
it works.
Um,
Tell us all your Sazh celebrations and Sazh woes.
and especially tell us your horrible stories about how you've ruined Christmas for the next Christmas for your kids, and you got divorced and you didn't get Sazh guns out of it.
Sorry, kids. Mama needs a new pair of pistols.
So, kupo at tccpodcast.com. We're at FFTCC Podcast on Twitter. We're on Facebook. All of these things, all the links are up on tccpodcast.com. So that was show number 20 for the Crystal Chronicles, aka Sazh show. All hail Sazh, and you guys have a great week. We'll be there next week for more Crystal Chronicles. Have a good one.